Thank you, Mr. President. You've talked about wanting to put extreme vetting on people trying to come into the United States, but I wonder if you would consider extreme vetting for people trying to buy a gun.
Trying to what?
Buy a gun.
Well, you know, you're bringing up a situation that probably shouldn't be discussed too much right now. We could let a little time go by, but it's okay if you feel that that's an appropriate question, even though we're the heart of South Korea. I will certainly answer your question. If you did what you're suggesting, there would have been no difference 3 days ago, and you might not have had that very brave person who happened to have a gun or a rifle in his truck go out and shoot him and hit him and neutralize him. And I can only say this, if he didn't have a gun, instead of having 26 dead, he would have had hundreds more dead. So that's the way I feel about it.
And are you
Not going to help.
And are you considering any kind of gun control policy going
When you
forward?
look at the city with the strongest gun laws in our nation is Chicago. Mm-hmm. And Chicago is a disaster. It's a total disaster. Just remember, if this man didn't have a gun or a rifle, you'd be talking about a much worse situation in the great state of Texas. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Which one?
Mr. President, President Trump. I will have questions for both of you gentlemen, but President Trump, you spoke here in South Korea saying that you do believe that the crisis with North Korea will be worked out. So specifically, have you seen any success in your diplomatic strategy so far? And do you still believe that direct talks are a waste of time?
Well, I think you know me well enough to know that I don't like talking about whether I see success or not in a case such as this. We like to play our cards a little bit close to the vest. I will say this, that I believe it makes sense for North Korea to do the right thing, not only for North Korea, but for humanity all over the world. So there is a lot of reason, a lot of good reason behind it. With that, yes, I think we're making a lot of progress. I think we're showing great strength. I think they understand we have unparalleled strength. There has never been strength like it. You know, we sent 3 of the largest aircraft carriers in the world, and they're right now positioned. We have a nuclear submarine also positioned. We have many things happening that we hope, in fact, I'll go a step further. We hope to God we never have to use. With that being said, I really believe that it makes sense for North Korea to come to the table and to make a deal that's good for the people of North Korea and the people of the world. I do see certain movement, yes, but let's see what happens.
Today, you visited the Pyeongtaek military base as your first stop, and we have allocated 9 trillion won for the building of the military base, and there has been a bit of a confrontations with the residents of the Pyeongtaek over the construction of the Pyeongtaek base. So to Koreans, a lot of taxpayers' money has been put in to build the Pyeongtaek base, and a lot of sacrifices have been made to build that base. So you visited the Pyeongtaek base today, and many people talked about free riding of Korea against the security of the United States. So what are your feelings about such talks as you visited the Pyeongtaek base? And another question I have is that people have concerns about Korea passing, although a lot of that has gone away. People are still concerned that Korea may be neglected in diplomacy. So what are your views on the Korea passing? Can you say for sure, for certain, that Korea passing no longer exists for the Korean people?
I'll start off with your second. South Korea, Republic of Korea, Korea is very important to me, and there will be no skipping South Korea. I can tell you that right now. Plus, I've developed great friendships, not only with the president, but with others, and we're not going to let them down, and they're not going to let us down, because we're doing a lot for them, to be honest. We're doing a lot for them. As far as the base is concerned, I thought that Humphreys was an incredible military installation. I know what it cost, and it's a lot of money. we actually spent some of that money. And as you know, that money was spent, for the most part, to protect South Korea, not to protect the United States, but some of that money was spent by us. That being said, that was long before my time, and I'm sure I could have built it for a lot less. That's what I do. Thank you.